find as you listen to this talk and all the talks of this speaker series is that no matter the speaker and no matter the orientation for engineering or computer science that they come from, the things that they speak about are relevant to all of us, whether we're across the College of Engineering or even outside of the boundaries of our college. And so you'll find the same thing today. But before we begin with this talk, I want to make sure I give you a quick introduction of Dr. Terpenny. Dr. Janis Terpenny is a department chair and Joseph Walkup Professor of Industrial and Manufacturing Systems Engineering at Iowa State University. What's the temperature there today? Cold. Yes.
17 was
As well it should be, yes, okay. She also directs the Center for E-Design, which is a multi-university NSF industry university cooperative research center. Dr. Terpenny's research expertise is in engineering design. And when she says that, her work spans from the process methods when you think about early design process, but also when you think about the product families and product platforms, but also the complexity that happens when you talk about systems and product systems. But when you think about those things in e-design, it also encompasses what happens when something becomes obsolete. And so her research encompasses all of that. Prior to joining ISU, Dr. Terpenny served as the program director for the Division of Undergraduate Education at NSF. Prior to that, she was also a professor at Virginia Tech and also at UMass Amherst. And she worked for almost a decade at General Electric. Throughout her career, she's been a research PI, over 10 million sponsored research, and she's the author of over 150 peer-reviewed journal and conference publications. In all of our fields, of course, one of the designations that you seek is to also be a fellow, and that's a recognition that you get for the work that you do. And she's a fellow of the Institute for Industrial Engineers as well as for ASME, the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. She's also a member of Tau Beta Pi and the ISE Honor Society of Alpha Pi Mu. She also serves as an associate editor of the ASME Journal of Mechanical Design and for the Engineering Economist. With today's seminar, Dr. Terpenny discusses how she effectively combines the passions that she has for education, for research, and for service to produce innovations in assistive devices. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Dr. Janis Terpenny. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Well, welcome. Thank you very much for attending today. The microphone does work, but I'm a person who has a hard time standing in a single place. Please do let me know if you can't hear me, and I will use the microphone. So is everybody okay? Okay, good, great. What you'll see here is a very long title, and that comes from trying to explain or give you enough information so that you might see that this would be of interest to you. So I took this very long title and broke it up into two parts using a little bit of color here, and you can see it's really about innovative products and solutions with a focus on persons with disabilities. But what you'll see in my talk is that it's both technology innovation, but also innovation in terms of how we educate and prepare our students. And that really is where a lot of my passion lies. A little bit of perspective, a little bit of background about myself so that you'll know. You heard, actually, as the dean was introducing me, I was feeling a little bit ADD in my journey through my own career because I really believe that life is a process. It's one of continuous learning and exploration. And what you'll see is that, and you heard about, was that I had a zigzag path. I completed my master's degree, and then I went to work in industry. It wasn't until many years later that I came back for my PhD. And that has forever affected or tainted, depending on your perspective, how I look at the world. And it's one where I really feel strongly about relevance and solving real problems, but also as a kid in the candy shop with being able to look at problems very fundamentally and addressing what's really where innovation needs to happen. So I find myself often as a translator, if you will, kind of between the two worlds, and it's fun. So here are my perspectives that you'll see, I think, throughout the presentation. Innovation and lasting contributions come from fundamental understanding, really. Otherwise, you're just solving a single problem for a single company or a single individual. And that will have a local impact, but to be truly innovative and have a lasting contribution means that you understand things much more fundamentally. I also, at the same time, again, believe that real problems and partnerships are essential to gaining understanding. It's one thing to understand your science, math, and engineering fundamentally, but in able to really apply it and have big contributions and understanding means that you need real problems and real partners. I'm also do not believe in the bucket system that we for so many decades have implemented in an academic environment, and that is that we look at research, teaching, and service as separate things. And we count them differently, we value them differently. Pusha is what I say. There is no reason that you shouldn't work on things that you're passionate about and look at them in a very integrated way instead of separating your thinking. So if I'm passionate about the work that I'm doing that's going to advance some technology or lead to some new understanding where something wonderful will happen, darn, I want my students to be part of that. And I want to look at how that affects their learning, their engagement, and their retention. And I could actually be doing research projects